Hello, everybody. Welcome to What My Church is a Cult, Part 3. Let's go. So, the rest of the service blurred for Mark and Melody. The choir sang, the ushers collected offering, the congregation shouted and danced, but all they felt was the preacher's words still echoing inside them like a curse. When service finally ended, they tried to slip out quietly, but before they reached the doors, Sister Angela intercepted them with a wide smile that didn't touch her eyes. "Pastor really blessed y'all today," she said, gripping Melody's hand like a little firmly. "Stay faithful, and you'll see the fruit. Don't let the enemy trick you." A few others gathered around, repeating the same phrases like rehearsed lines. Obedience, blessings, covering, safety. Each word wrapped tighter around them until Melody forced a polite laugh just to escape. Outside, Mark fumbled with the car keys. He noticed Brother Charles standing by the edge of the parking lot, pretending to chat on his phone, but staring at their car. Mark's chest tightened. "You see that?" he muttered. Melody nodded, uneasily buckling the kids in. And that evening, their phone rang again and again. First Sister Angela, then Deacon Martin, then another church member, each one checking in, each one reminding them of Pastor's prophecy. By the fifth call, Mark yanked the phone cord from the wall. Melody sighed, clutching her robe tighter. What if they're right, Mark? What if leaving is dangerous? Mark shook his head, pacing the living room. Dangerous to who? To them? They're scared of losing control. He didn't notice their oldest daughter lingering in the hallway until she spoke. "Daddy, why did Pastor say we die if we leave?" The question struck him like a hammer. He knelt down, pulling her nose. "Baby girl, don't you worry about that. God don't work like that." But even as he said it, he wondered if Melody believed him. So the next service was no better. Midway through his sermon, Pastor Daniel's tone shifted again. He scanned the congregation slowly, his gaze lingering on Mark and Melody. "There are some among us," he thundered, "who entertain betrayal in their hearts. But hear me, traitors cannot hide. God will expose you." The church erupted with shouts of, "Yes, Lord," and "Expose them." Mark felt sweat prick his skin. Melody's hand trembled in his. Afterward, while the crowd was still buzzing, a quiet man named Terrence brushed past Mark and whispered, just loud enough for him to hear, "You're not the only one thinking it. Be careful who you tell." Mark spun, but Terrence had already melted into the crowd. That night, Mark and Melody argued in hushed tones while the kids slept. "I'm done, Mel," Mark said, voice low but hard. "We have to get out of here." Tears filled her eyes. "And go where? This is all we've ever known. What if Pastor's right?" Mark dropped his head into his hands. For the first time in his life, faith felt like a trap instead of freedom. At dinner the next day, their youngest bowed her head and prayed in a soft, stumbling voice, "God, thank you for Mommy and Daddy and my family. Keep us safe. Amen." No theatrics, no shouting, just pure, simple faith. Mark and Melody exchanged a look. That tiny prayer felt more real than anything they've heard from the pulpit in months. For the first time, they both thought, maybe God is outside these walls too. Late that night, Mark stepped onto the porch to clear his head. That's when he noticed an envelope tucked under the doormat. No name, no return address. Just 3 words scrawled across the front. You're not alone. He froze, heart pounding, as the realization sank in. Others had left. Others had seen what they were seeing. And if the warning was true, others had paid a price. That will conclude part 3 of What? My Church is a Cult? Listen, I encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, share it to someone who experienced the same thing or who may be going through something similar. These stories are meant to encourage and to reflect and to grow. Thank you so much. Y'all be blessed. Until next time, be blessed.